it goes. I see us on the screen. We're live. It's all good.
Mic check, mic check.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Royal Rebounds Podcast with Calvin and Barry. This time we are coming at you live, post-game. Did you enjoy the Phoenix Suns Sacramento Kings game, Cal?
Of course I did. Kings win.
Kings
Basketball
win.
is back.
A big W. I want to give a quick shout out to a couple supporters here. Jesus Christ is King, Marcus, Asha, West GSB. Thank you guys for all tuning in. Please let us know if you're here. Hit us up down in the comments in the chat section. We'd love to interact with you guys. We're going to break down the game today and just talk a little bit about things that we liked and things that... All right, so we're going to go ahead and look here at the box score. Harrison Barnes, 18 points, capped off with 6 3-pointers, only played 23 minutes tonight. Marvin Bagley, a big 21 minutes and 15 points. 8 points, 8 rebounds for Richaun Holmes, 11 points for Tyrese Haliburton, 14 big points for Buddy Hield. Calvin, what jumped out to you the most?
Well, I think what most people were probably thinking was, what's the starting lineup going to be? Who's on the court to begin this game? And I'm not necessarily saying that it's going to stay this way moving forward, but Buddy Hield starts the game off the bench, coming off the bench. Tyrese Haliburton in the backcourt with De'Aaron Fox. That was definitely the thing that I was looking for the most. I think the game kind of went as I expected it to, not necessarily from a final score standpoint, but we knew that the Kings, this is the preseason. They're going to mess around with the lineups, play a bunch of guys. We did get to see that 3-guard lineup. I believe the third quarter, about 7 minutes left. Shout out Tanvir. Thanks for watching, bud. That 3-guard lineup with Fox, Mitchell, and Haliburton. About 7 minutes left in the third quarter was the first time I saw it. They didn't play very long together. It was a little over a minute or so, but it was fun to see them get into that 3-quarter court pressure, the 1-2-2 zone. They forced a turnover, which led to a Tyrese Haliburton dunk. I loved seeing that. I really think the Kings should look to push the ball and get out and transition more. With all these ball handlers and quick guards, I would love to see them do that more.
Yeah, I think you're totally right, and I guess we're jumping right in here into this 3-guard lineup. I was very, very happy to see that. I love seeing Davion on the court. I think this is our culture changer, guys. He's finally here. I was happy to see him all over the court. He is a straight ball hog, going after the ball at all points. And this is his first official NBA game. So I know the Kings were excited to play against somebody other than themselves after a whole week of practicing. But it was really exciting to see them all out there on the court working together. We saw Tristan Thompson out there. It was just really, really exciting.
It was. Immediate impact felt from all these new guys. Tristan Thompson had 3 offensive rebounds. I believe Richaun Holmes had 3 offensive rebounds as well. But you just kind of felt the energy. I thought for the first preseason game, the Kings looked like, as a group, they seemed pretty connected and on the same page throughout most of the game, which is saying something for it being the first preseason game of the year, especially with a lot of new faces. Obviously no Devin Booker or Chris Paul tonight for the Suns, so can't really get a real good gauge for how this game would have went if those guys were playing, but the Kings' effort was great. I thought they played well defensively, and they really hit the boards. I think 61-44 was the rebound margin. Kings coming out on top. 51-38.
Yep.
So that was really, really good to see.
Yeah, I know it's only one game. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but I was so excited to see the Kings winning this game. They were basically in control of the entire game, right? Definitely. I know there was a stretch in the fourth quarter towards the end where Suns went on like an 8-0 run to close the gap. But it was really exciting to see the Kings running up and down the court, making plays. I know I saw one timeout. I saw Doug Christie on the bench talking to Marvin Bagley. We talked about that a couple podcasts ago. He joined the coaching staff this season, and he said that it was going to be a point of his to get with Marvin Bagley and get him on the same page as the rest of the team. So I missed him in the broadcast booth, but it was exciting to see him on the court with all those guys. I want a quick mention here. I know many of you probably watched the Raiders-Chargers game. Unfortunately, the Raiders lost that game. Mike Williams ruined my fantasy league for me. I blew a 4-0 start. So Disappointed there. But back to the Kings game. Really, really exciting to see all the fans in Golden One Center. I know you and I are excited for Fan Fest on Saturday night. Calvin and I are still planning on going. We'd love to see you all there. Let us know down below in the comments if you're going to be going to Fan Fest at Golden One Center. I also heard that there's a 3-on-3 tournament prior to Fan Fest that Calvin and I might be interested in entering.
We're definitely interested.
So if you're a baller and you're taller than 6 feet, let us know if you'd like to play with us.
We'll hold tryouts before the tournament.
Yeah.
Real quick.
We need one more. I also want to give a quick shout out to Vinnie, who is our audio video guy and everything else. He builds tables for us. He records. He edits all these videos. I know a bunch of you had mentioned that you guys were happy with our production value and all that. So that's a shout out to Vinnie.
100% because of him. Thank you, Vinnie. We love you.
He is the man behind the camera. So happy to see that. But yeah, looking here at the whole stat sheet, you mentioned the rebounds. 51 to 38. The offensive rebounds is huge, right? 12 to 7. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it's almost twice as many. And that had been a big Achilles heel for the Kings last season.
Yep.
It was defense and offensive rebounds. I know there was so many times late in games where the Kings just couldn't get that extra board. They were in it, and they had a chance, and they just couldn't end up getting it, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's where Tristan Thompson is really, really going to help this team this season. Not just that, but his veteran leadership, everything else he brings to the table. Very, very excited to see how he plays.
Yeah. So a quick mention real quick, as many of you are saying in the chats, no Chris Paul, no Devin Booker tonight. However, it doesn't matter. We still play the game, and Kings came out with another victory. So happy to see that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We're going to be doing another podcast live post-game on Wednesday after the Kings-Clippers game, so join us all for that. But, yeah, is there anything that you wanted to mention?
Anybody go to the game tonight? Anybody that's watching, let us know in the comments. How was the atmosphere in Golden One Center? This first time in a long time that a lot of people could have that opportunity. I'm jealous I wasn't able to be there. So.
Yes, I wanted to get on that wacky, waving, inflatable tube-man fan cam.
Yeah, they had a lot of those cams going. Power cam, wacky, wavy cam, all sorts of stuff.
They all seem like some form of dance cam. I saw a dude in a Kings jersey with camo pants on, and he was absolutely killing it up and down the aisles, other people's sections. Yep. I don't really know what the mask rule was because it
was hard to tell.
Some people were wearing masks. It seemed like the majority of people were wearing masks.
It was enforced.
There was a mask cam, whatever that means.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just really missing being at Golden One Arena.
Yeah, you really liked the halftime show, didn't you?
See if I can balance something on my chin. It was pretty incredible. I mean, I'm a big fan of the bowls.
Oh, yeah, Red Panda is awesome.
Is legit, riding the unicycle and throwing bowls up. I remember a few years ago, I was at a Kings game. It was Kings-Lakers the night before Thanksgiving, and it was a nationally televised game, so they got to do it up big. The halftime show was T-Pain, which was pretty incredible.
Oh, wow.
Bartender, he played all the good ones, so happy to see that. I know this was just a preseason game, but it was pretty interesting to see a guy balancing a ladder on his face while he was on another ladder.
Yeah, wheelbarrows, all sorts of stuff. It was incredible, and the things never moved. They never moved once.
Yeah. So Calvin, what was your favorite lineup to watch this game? And don't say the 3-guard lineup.
Well, that was my favorite lineup to watch actually, but no, I think probably the starting lineup. I was just really happy to see Haliburton and Fox play together so much, as I expected them to do anyway. But it definitely seems like all year they're going to have 2 of the 3, Mitchell, Haliburton, and Fox, in the backcourt pretty much at all times. So high energy defensively, a lot of pressure. Davion was exactly as you would have expected him to be. He was just all over Cameron Payne tonight. I would have loved to have seen him go up against Chris Paul, but we'll have to wait until the regular season for that.
Yeah, that was really exciting. If it's your first time to this channel, I want to remind you all to please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. Calvin and I put out Kings content every other day or so. We love the Sacramento Kings. We love talking about them. And we love having fans like you. If you have comments, make sure you put them down in there. We don't want to silence anybody. We want all fans' opinions to be heard felt. We want to work together. Right. It's our goal to get the Kings back to the playoffs. It's been 15 long years. Pretty much half of my life has been spent not making the playoffs, which, I mean, as a basketball player, I can see two sides of it, right? You get off early for summer, so you get to have fun, but we all know the Kings do want to make the playoffs.
Oh, yeah. As Buddy Hield said, you don't play this game to sit at home during the playoffs and watch on TV.
Yeah.
So.
And watching this game, you know, I'm saying it again. It was only one game. It was only a preseason game. There was no Devin Booker, no Chris Paul, but it was so exciting to watch, to see the energy just oozing off of these Kings players. It really gave me a lot of excitement. And I feel like the Kings can have a real shot at making the playoffs this season.
I think they do too. You know, they've got to be one of the improved teams overall in the Western Conference. And, you know, they're right in that range with teams like Memphis, Golden State from a year ago, who was in the play-in tournament. Everybody expects them to be better this year too. New Orleans, San Antonio. So there's definitely an opportunity for the Kings to jump a few of those teams here and climb the ladder and get back into the playoffs. And I think they have
I want to look at the rest of the preseason schedule here. Wednesday night, we are playing at the Clippers in LA. Then move on to next week, Monday in Portland against the Trailblazers. Then we come back home for next Thursday, the 14th, against the Lakers at home. Calvin, what do you expect from these next three games?
A lot more tinkering with the lineup. You know, I think you're just going to continue to see a bunch of guys play, probably 11, 12 guys every game, you know, barring any big leads like they had today where they were able to get a few more of those guys in, a lot of the G League affiliate guys, the two-way players. So, I think as every game goes on, it's going to be more and more like this is what we're going to see from the lineup, you know, in the regular season. These are the guys that are going to get the minutes. This is how the rotation's going to work coming off the bench. You know, I'm interested to see, is Buddy Hield the first guy off the bench? Is Davion Mitchell the first guy off the bench? So by the time they play the Lakers too, you know, I would expect that's kind of like the dress rehearsal. So we'll see all those guys, Westbrook, LeBron, I would imagine, you know, maybe not, but I would imagine they'll all be out there. So that should be an entertaining game. Yeah,
we know Kawhi's not going to be available for the next game. I know he's ahead of schedule
he's
in
not
his
going to be available for
rehab,
a lot of games. Yeah.
But yeah, he's not going to be available. So I'm pretty confident the Kings can wrap that game up. Yeah. Move on to the Trailblazers. No idea whether Damian Lillard will play.
Right.
I would say probably. He is a baller. He loves to play basketball. I think they're still dealing with some injuries to some big men too over there.
Yeah, I believe they are.
And then moving on to that Lakers game, you know, probably Anthony Davis, probably LeBron James, maybe Carmelo Anthony, Russell Westbrook. I know that team is completely stacked. So I'm going to go 3-1 is going to be my prediction for this preseason. Wow. I know that's pretty bold. I want to say 4-0, but I'm looking a little more realistic here.
Okay, and you're thinking the Lakers are the one loss, or?
I think so, yes.
Okay.
Yes, and only because that is the last game of the preseason.
Everybody give Barry thumbs down in the comments.
That is the last game of the preseason. You know I want the Kings to win. I want them to beat the Lakers especially. But as you mentioned, that is going to be a dress rehearsal for this regular season. But, hey, 3-1 in the preseason is not bad, especially coming off a Summer League championship.
Definitely not.
I do want to give a shout-out to Chimezie Metu. It was exciting to see him in the Olympics this summer. He had some big plays. And then tonight, you know, hitting a couple threes from the corner, bringing more energy. Also, Terrence Davis. He took a couple bad shots, but I was really happy with his energy. He was all over the court, played great defense.
He pushed the initiative, too, on offense. He pushed the ball a lot.
Yeah.
And like I said before, I would love to see the Kings do more of that as a team.
Yeah.
Going forward.
All right, guys. Well, let's see here in the comments. We have Terrence Davis mentioned by Marcus. Thanks, Marcus. Tanvir, always in there. Thank you, Tanvir. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. I think we're going to wrap this up. We'll catch you guys all on Wednesday after the game to celebrate another Kings victory.
That's right.
Anything else, Calvin, you'd like to mention?
Go Kings. We're so happy basketball is back.
Yes.
Fans are back. Basketball together, the perfect marriage. It's going to be a fun season.
We'll see you guys in the playoffs. In the meantime, go Kings.
Go Kings.